What's going on, guys? It's Snap Mercy back with another What If video, and today we're going to be doing What If Deku and Bakugo had one for all. So, let's get started. Alright, so for this What If to happen, everything will go as normal, except in this time, Bakugo and Deku will not have a quirk. They will both be quirkless, and they will both be bullied, but this would not stop them. Ever since they were 4, they've been doing a strict training regimen, slowly building up for the years. When it started, it was just 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, and then it kept on going into when they were 12, 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 sit-ups, 500 squats, 500 laps, and then a one-on-one spar, which got them into peak condition. I'll say it got Deku into about the condition he was right after he finished his one for all training with All for One, or you can call him All Might. Alright, so when the slug villain attacked, Deku and Bakugo would try to run out the way, and then they would see All Might, and they were like, "It's All Might, it's All Might, it's All Might." After he finished with the slug villain, they each asked for an autograph, and All Might gave it to them. But they wanted to talk some more to learn if they could ever be a hero. So each of them grabbed onto one of All Might's legs. But after this, Bakugo knocked out the slug villain out of All Might's pocket without anyone noticing. So as they got on the rooftop, All Might was like, "What are you two doing here?" And then they were like, Mr. Might. And then that's when it happened. They were shocked to see All Might in Small Might body, what he really looks like after the One for All versus All Might fight a couple years back. And then All Might started bleeding from his mouth, and they're like, "Mr. Might, are you okay? Are you okay?" said Bakugo and Deku. In this timeline, Bakugo does not have overly pride. They both have some pride, but it's not as it was in the beginning because both of them did not have a quirk. So Bakugo can't really make fun of Deku and everyone else because he didn't have a quirk either. So after this happened, All Might was asked many questions by Deku and Bakugo, but one was in particular: can we ever be heroes with no quirk? And then All Might's face looked to sadness but very stern. "I'm sorry, what are your names?" And Deku was like, "I'm Izuku Midoriya, but my friend Bakugo calls me Deku." And he was like, "Hi, I'm Kachan Bakugo. You can just call me Bakugo." So after their exchange, All Might was like, "Nice to meet you both, but I'm sorry to say that you guys will probably never be heroes," which got a very, very small reaction that from All Might, but it made the two boys almost start into tears. So they're like, is it true we're never going to be heroes? That's not fair. But me and my friend, we trained so hard for the past 8 years to be a hero like you, Mr. Might. It's just not fair. And he was like, I'm sorry, kids. So Bakugo did not want to hear this. So he charged to All Might. But then when Deku tried to hold him back, an explosion came out of Bakugo's hand. And Bakugo was like, wait, what is this? And then All Might was like, looks like you got a quirk, young man. And by the sight you put on your friend here, it's a very strong one. And then he rushed over to Deku, who was about to fall off the building because of how strong Bakugo's blast was. And he was like, I got you, Deku. I'm very sorry, friend. I didn't mean for this to happen. He was like, it is fine. So then All Might was like, you gotta keep my secret. I don't want many people knowing about my small might body. Will you guys keep my secret? And they're like, yes, Mr. Might. So then All Might turned it back into his buff version. Then he jumped away. When Deku and Bakugo got back to the ground, and when All Might was almost back, he realized that the monster slipped off of his body. He was like, oh no, it must have been when those two boys jumped out. And as soon as Deku and Bakugo go out into the streets, there was the monster almost completely absorbing, let's just say, a random boy. And even though they hesitated, Bakugo and Deku's body started moving on their own. Bakugo on the left and Deku on the right. Bakugo said, I want to test my new powers. And Deku was like, I'll lend you cover. So Deku jumped up and kicked this sled monster, which did pretty strong damage because their power levels are very strong because of their extreme training they did for the past 8 years. And then Bakugo shot an explosion which blew off the slug monster from the kid, which let All Might have just enough time to contain it and put it back into the bottle. They were all cheering for All Might and Bakugo and Deku, which they didn't know the names. But one person came up to both of them and said, what are your names? And Deku was like, Isuzu Midoriya, but you can call me Deku. Because he really didn't feel any shame about this, because his best friend was the one who was calling him this. It was just a little nickname that he had for him. And then there was like, to you, Mr. Katsuki Bakugo. So then All Might pulled them to the side and started walking like, excuse me, boys, we have to have a talk. So the same thing happened where All Might explained his powers to the two, and they were in amazement. But Deku thought that he's probably going to give it to Bakugo. He's probably only there because they both did some help. But Bakugo was thinking that it would be great if we both can have it, but he knew it was probably going to go to him. So he was consulting Deku when All Might was like, for my next successor on All for One. Well, let me change this. my necessors. And then they both started smiling. And then they said, you, young man with the green hair, your name is Deku, right? And All Might was like, and then Deku was like, yes, sir. And he was like, you on the right with the blonde hair, your name is Bakugo, am I right? And he was like, yes, sir. I seen what you guys did. You guys moved. You guys' bodies moved by itself, trying to save that kid. And that is what a hero is. You two can be very strong heroes. The number one heroes, if you guys push yourself. So, and then he did not know if this could work, but he took out 2 strands of his hair. And then something magical happened. Deku and Bakugo got one for all. So, after this, when they ate All Might's hair, their eyes went into like a slit-shaped formation, and their hair charged up, and it went straight up. And then there was a green aura emanating around Deku, and then there was a red and cold aura emanating around Bakugo. And this is one for all. So that is where we are going to end it. And yes, I am aware that I gave them 100% full, 100, isn't it 100% full cowling off the front? And yes, I am. I did this even though their body does take serious damage. They can sustain it and 100% for a roughly about 10 minutes without completely destroying their body. And because they trained so hard, it just went into straight 100%. And I also think that because Deku's supposed to get 6 quirks of the 6 past users, so I would split 3 for Deku and 3 for Bakugo. For Deku, I will give him Nana Shimura's float quirk, and then I will give him yes, I know what I should do. Since Bakugo can use his power and his explosions will work very well with Nana's flight quirk, I'll give him float. And because of the not that many long range attacks that One For All offers, I'll give Deku Black Whip. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy my content, and don't forget to give me a huge like and a subscribe and turn on post notifications so you won't miss a bit. Alright, peace.